Welcome to episode 3 of the Japan Journals. This is the series where I'm taking you guys through every step of pre-planning, outfit planning, packing, all of that before going to Japan, and then all of the adventures inside Japan. Last episode we have panel announcements, and as you could tell, I was still very overwhelmed with how many there were, but this week I have an update because the lottery panel reservations for the 4 big panels were released, I guess, this week, and it was pretty much chaos. I was in the middle of a meeting and thankfully this is someone that I've worked with for 5 years. It was a one-on-one. It was a super chill catch-up session. So I was like, hey, don't mind all of my devices, and if I stop talking for a second, this is why.
I'm still here, but if I just blank out for a second, it's because it's hit 10 o'clock. Yeah, talk to me about it. I'm in queue. All 1, 2, 3, 4 devices are all in queue at the moment, so I'm just waiting for one of them to pop, because I also have to get Jake's tickets. Apparently 2 years ago, sorry, wow, it's all in Japanese. Please select the number of kids. 0, 0. Okay, so my tickets are done. Now I have to do Jake's tickets. Oh, what does that mean? Oh my god, are they sold out? You're kidding. You're joking. How? It's been 2 seconds.
Unfortunately, I only got 2 out of the 3 that I really wanted. My number 1 priority for these panels was Ahsoka on the celebration stage, and then Mando and Grogu on the celebration stage, and then Visions Volume 3. Now, don't come for me in the comments. Like, I really love Andor, but for me, Andor is a sit in my own room and watch kind of moment. It wasn't like a watch a screening with like many people in a room. I'm already feeling like I'm gonna get overstimulated at Star Wars Celebration. That's usually what a con does to me, let alone having like people like it's just like really intense. A lot of, yeah, I just don't think that was the best place for me to be in. And so initially I went in and I got Mando and Grogu, Ahsoka, and Visions Volume 3 all on Celebration stage. When I clicked through, it didn't let me like secure those submissions, I guess. So I had to take off Visions. And then by that time, Mando and Grogu on the Celebration stage was out, so I've only got it on the Galaxy stage. But I did get Ahsoka on the Celebration stage because I guess everyone's prioritizing Andor because they were on the same day, and you can only have one like lottery panel reservation on the same day. So you have to choose between Andor and Ahsoka, and a lot of people chose Andor, obviously, which is fine by me. So I ended up getting Ahsoka on the Celebration stage, and then Mando and Grogu, which is streamed to the Galaxy stage, which is still fun. I think that's like the second biggest one, so I'm very excited. So that's a panel update for you guys. It also said in the panel description that there are special guests, and if they bring out Hayden and Rosario on that panel in front of me, I might just die. Although granted, I am already seeing Hayden in my photo op and Manny Jacinto on the same day that the Ahsoka panel is on. And then I have Rosario and Ashley on Sunday morning. It's just gonna be a really rough weekend. I'm sure you guys have noticed the Star Wars lightsaber ears that I have on. They're stunning. I know, I got them in LA a few years ago when we went for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That was the best trip ever. I want to talk to you guys about our Disney plans. I'm one of those girlies who was kind of like, well, who knows when we'll be back? So we've kind of splurged on the Disney portion of our trip as well. I mean, the whole trip is basically a splurge at this point, so what do I know? We've got 4 days total in Disney, 2 days Disneyland and 2 days Disney Sea. So we've got, I think, Disneyland, Disney Sea, Disneyland, Disney Sea. For our vacation package, I only managed to score like the 1 night, 2 day package, but it is the really good one, which I didn't realize. It's like the unlimited attractions one. So initially I actually had booked 2 different vacation packages because I was like, I want more days in the park, right? And I want more time in that really nice hotel, so on and so forth. So I actually had gotten a Enjoy Attractions and More for 3 days, which is a 2-night package. And then obviously I have the Enjoy Unlimited Rides on Eligible Attractions for 2 days, which is a 1-night package. By the way, I got the package inside the Fantasy Springs Hotel, so I'm so excited for that. But let's just talk about this for a second. So essentially, I didn't realize, but the unlimited ride vacation package gives you flexibility to a large number of rides inside both parks, most of the headliner rides. You don't need to decide in advance what rides to go on, when to go on them. You can just go on them unlimitedly. And then it also gives you 3 Fantasy Spring Ride passes, which is not unlimited, but it gives you like the express pass to get in. So you're not lining up in the standby pass, which at this point, it has been announced that by April 1st, all the standby lines are open in Fantasy Springs, so you don't need to buy any experience pass or premier pass, I think, to get into Fantasy Springs. So that's really exciting. And then the other one that I had, which was the 3-day 2-nights one, was more just like you can purchase 2 Disneyland passes and 3 Disney Sea passes, plus a meet and greet, which I wasn't like super like fussed on. But you have to book them at exact times. Whereas the unlimited ride one, I could go on Beauty and the Beast as many times as I want and cry as many times as I want, because I've never done that ride, but I know that I will cry because it's me and it's Beauty and the Beast, and I love Beauty and the Beast. So just to clarify as well, between the 2 vacation packages, the reason why I was so confused was because it says special attraction ticket Tokyo Disneyland, special attraction ticket Tokyo Disney Sea, and there was just 2 of them. There's like 1 each. The unlimited package means that anytime I want, multi-use fast pass, and honestly, I've done Disney before, obviously, but Jake has not done a Disney park before. This will be his first Disney park ever. As much as I want to believe in his optimism, he's like, yeah, no, sweetie, I can keep up with you. It's fine. And I was like, okay, but also maybe not. So I don't want to be like locked into certain times for rides or food or whatever. Like I want to make sure that we get to do the things that we want to do in the time frame that we want it, which it is expensive, obviously, but you are paying for kind of like that time and convenience. Like for me on a holiday, I would rather pay for convenience and to get my time back and to do the things that I want to do in the time frame that I wanted to do. And like same thing for Universal, right? Like I would rather pay for express passes, express lines, jump the queue stuff if I had the option to do so. Every time I've been to Disneyland in California, I've always gotten like the option to like get lightning lanes, because it's just, I don't know when I'm going to be back, and I love it there, and I want to do as much as I can possible, you know, to fill my time up. Because again, I don't know when I'm going to be back. Living in Australia, it's just really hard to obviously get to America. And the 2 times that I've been to Disneyland in the last like few years have been for work. So I've only got like maybe a day or 2 to spend there. So I just want to make the most of my time, and I want to do it on my terms. So I will always pay for like an express pass. So we essentially have 2 nights in the Toy Story hotel, then we move into the Fantasy Springs hotel, and then on that night that we finished Tokyo Disney Sea, I moved us into the Celebration Hotel, I think, which is one of the cheaper offerings that Disney has. But I want to stay as long as possible in the parks. I also want to stay within the same vicinity, and Disney do like luggage transfers for you within their hotel. So I thought that was a really like convenient thing to be like, hey, we're going to check out, can you move our stuff over to the Celebration Hotel? As long as we have the booking in place, they'll know to transfer it over. So by the time we leave the parks, we can just go over to the Celebration Hotel, which is a little bit further than the main ones, obviously. It's closer than going back into the city or like anything else. So that's what we're doing. And then I think we're leaving in 2 days after that anyway. So it's not really that much of a big deal. Obviously, I'm going to be bringing all of you guys along with me on my Japan journals. It's going to be a little bit of a different format. I'm not going to be like vlogging and creating a video for every single day, because that would be kind of crazy, but you definitely won't miss the highlights, and I might just merge some of the days together for all the different activities that we've done. So who knows, we'll see. Let's talk about some of the equipment that I'm bringing with me to help with my content creation. First off, so I've moved us into a somewhat more loud environment because it's usually just me and the dog at home, and Jake's at work at the moment, so I can't really show off the mic. So this is the DJI Mic Mini 2. So I do have the original mic. It's obviously like a little bit larger than this, but what's really great is that this is super tiny, and apparently, and this is a feature I've just discovered, is that if I press the power button one more time, there's a yellow light that shows up, and essentially it like increases the noise reduction of the environment. And now I'm not like in the most loud area in High Point at the moment. I'm kind of like stuck in a corner because I have a fear of vlogging in public. You can also have a magnet clip, so if you have a collar or anything, or if you don't want to like pull down any of your like collars, you have a magnet that sits on the other side of your shirt, like so. And just quickly on the mic, I want to show you guys how incredible it is to be able to use this in sort of the setting, and also like one of the best features about the Osmo Pocket 3. So I'm about like, I want to say like 2 meters away from the camera right now, but you can hear me loud and clear. And as a solo traveler, as I've mentioned, it's really helpful to be able to set up like dynamic shots like this. And essentially you can actually use the DJI app on your phone, and you can adjust like how in frame you are, if you want it to lock for me to be on the side of the frame or on the right of the frame or in the center of the frame. So it's super useful. So at the moment, I currently have my Pocket 3 actually magnet ties to the side of a cardboard machine. Then I've realized that this is a very high foot traffic area. There are still a lot of people staring at me while I'm filming this. But I wanted to show you guys kind of like this is kind of the setup that I have. Not only does it have the perfect small form to work with for shy vloggers, because that's a thing, but it also films in portrait, in landscape. It has a 1-inch sensor which helps with really low light situations, which is something I think the Pocket 2 didn't have before. But let's talk accessories. So we've gone over the mic already. I think it's so useful. I also, on my onesie cage that I currently have on my Pocket 3, the bigger mic, the mic that comes in the creator combo, you can actually slide it in there and it sits really nice and firm. So you can almost hook up both of the mics and get like maybe environmental sounds from the other mic and then get like audio from this mic. It's kind of nuts if you think about it. The onesie cage, it's what I use to protect the body of the Pocket 3. Obviously, it makes it a little bit chunkier to work with, but I like it because it has cold shoe mount. And then on both sides, it has a little like click-in spot, which brings me to what I use it for, which is like the fill light. So I've used this fill light on the Disney cruise a few times because, you know, we had fireworks at night, which is like 10 o'clock. So I like kind of need a little bit of light to work with. It is really bright, so I haven't used it very much, but could come in handy, especially filming at night in Japan, who knows. And then at the back of the onesie cage, you have a action mount for like any of those action cam mounts. But what I use it is for the thread in the middle, which I screw my magnetic plate on. This is one of the most innovative things to come out of the Pocket 3, like accessories. I love a magnet mount. Not a lot of things are magnetic, actually. I'll let you know that. Like, you're kind of just walking around trying to figure out if things are magnetic. Like, for example, if you look behind me, right, this railing here, not magnetic. You would think so, but it's not. You know what is magnetic? The little thing that comes underneath the wooden bar to stick to the big pole. Who knew? I was meant to go film over there because that's where the light's coming from. Not magnetic. So basically all of my travel adventures have been me going up to things like holding my Pocket 3 and being like, oh, no, that's not magnetic. It's concrete or whatever it is. This is a variable ND filter. It's by K&F Concepts. As you can tell, I'm just, see this is my finger, I'm just changing and it's letting in more light and less light as I adjust it. Essentially, ND filters are like sunglasses for your camera, whether it's, you know, a film camera or like a photography camera. It helps adjust how much light is let in. And now you're going to probably say, but well, like, isn't that like aperture? Isn't adjusting the aperture also like how much light is being let in, so on and so forth? Yes. But using an ND filter to kind of bring down all of the bright lights already before touching your aperture and ISO means that you don't have to compromise your ISO and aperture settings to get the effect that you want. So mine's a variable one. It doesn't go up very high, but it is perfect for what I use it for as I'm like walking in and out of buildings or at a, you know, maybe like a bright convention hall, for example. Speaking of filters, I do have a case that I usually bring with me that holds a wide lens filter, a CPL filter, and a black mist filter. I don't default use the wide lens filter as much as I love it. I just think, again, the ND variable is so much more useful for what I like to do with it. And like, you're not fussing around in it, especially usually as a solo traveler. I don't want to be fussing around in my bag to swap between wide lens and ND filters and stuff and adjusting all my settings. The CPL filter, which is meant to help cut reflections of things. So that could be like glass, it could be like reflections on cars. I haven't really typically used it very much, but hey, like, why not? I'll pack it with me. And the last one is the black mist filter. It's only 1/8 diffusion, so it's pretty weak considering, but essentially it makes it like all hazy, it makes it glowy, it makes a very dreamy look on your videos. And considering how much like neon and lights are around in Japan, I thought that would be a really great chance to use it. And last but not least, I want to talk to you about this little baby. This is the Fujifilm X100V. I got it last year off Facebook Marketplace for an absolute bargain because she had come up with like a wide lens filter and all of this stuff. This is what I've been taking with me on all of my trips. It is a little hard, again, as a solo traveler to like vlog, TikTok, and then take photos and then just enjoy the day. So it's really kind of like fallen like to secondary stuff from just like YouTubing and stuff, but I'm going to hopefully use it a little bit more in Tokyo and in Osaka and Kyoto because beautiful places, obviously. But I'm really hoping to take more photos with this year. It gives you that kind of just like beautiful like film effect, but it's like a simulation. So I have a bunch of recipes on here that I used in Disneyland in LA, and I'm hoping that they will still like work really well in Tokyo, but the colors might be a bit different. Obviously, like the weather's a bit different, the sun's gonna be different. I have a 1/8 black diffusion filter. Sorry, I was trying to find that. And again, the black diffusion gives it that kind of like beautiful, hazy, glowy look. This is my baby. I brought it with me on the Disney cruise as well. LA, Vancouver, San Francisco, all of the good places that I've ever had a beautiful opportunity and honor to go to for work. Now that I'm back home from High Point, I realized I didn't actually film an outro to this video, but if you guys have any questions about my Pocket 3 setup, I am more than happy to answer. I love talking about my Pocket 3. I love finding out how other people use their Pocket 3s and what kind of like setups they use. Obviously, everyone uses their Pocket 3s in different ways and for different purposes and like in different environments. So like everyone has a little bit of a different perspective, which I find really interesting. Like for example, I absolutely despise the hard shell case that comes with the Creator Combo. This is my case. It just clips over the front of your screen and it clicks on the back and it makes it very slimline and no chance of bumping it off in your bag, because that is me. I will just chuck it in my bag, try and fit as much as I can in my Uniqlo Moon bag and go about my day. Whereas I've spoken to people who will bring like their whole videography and photography setup in like a backpack, which they don't have to kind of like be super worried about that stuff, or they have pockets in their pants, which sometimes we don't. Most of the time we don't. So I'm more than happy to answer these questions, and I would love to hear your like must-have Pocket 3 accessories, but that is exactly what I'm bringing with me to Japan, plus my Fujifilm, and that's kind of it. Like in terms of content creation, I've got my phone, which is a brand new Samsung 25 Ultra as well, so like if I need anything, I can always just film on this and transport it over for vlogging. So yeah, I hope you guys stay tuned for episode 4. We are not long to go. As of right now, it is less than 2 weeks away. Like in 2 weeks time, I will be in Japan. So there's that. Very exciting. I am still finalizing some of my outfits. Like they're all there. The bits and bobs are there. I just have to kind of like sit with it for a bit and be like, how can I make it better? The only concern I have at the moment is my Ahsoka outfit. I am unable to find like a gray maxi skirt that kind of fits the same vibe. I am out of luck finding those Muji Hakama pants. I could also just find them in Japan, but that will probably stress me out a little bit more. But hey, that is part of the fun. So I will see you guys in episode 4 of the Japan Journals. Bye.